Well, it's hello. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to my page. Welcome to my YouTube subscribers. Welcome to people that are following Coach Nicole. Hello, everyone. I'm very honored and excited to have Coach Sal on with me tonight. Tonight, we're going to be focusing on abundance. We're going to be focusing on knowing your money story. And I'm just going to plug right now. I have taken Coach Sal's class when she first piloted the program. Gosh, probably 6 months and a year ago, something like that. And I'm about to take the class again because we all have things that we need to overcome in our money story. And so I find value in repeating information so that I can learn best and not limit myself in any way. I learned a lot in the first class, which she has now perfected. And I've seen lots of testimonies. And those of you who want to see those, you can see them on her YouTube channel. But tonight, we're going to give you an opportunity to jump into this amazing program. Sally's going to share what she's passionate about, what prompted this amazing class. And I'm just going to go ahead and turn it over to you, Coach, and then just share a little bit about yourself and why you decided to create this program.
My goodness. Thank you so much, Nicole, for this opportunity to share what really is my passion. And it can take a while to drill down into what you're passionate about and then be brave enough to do something about it. So my program has took me 6 or 7 years of it mulling around in my head before I was able to kind of structure it into a program. So a little backstory, about 7 years ago, our family was really financially stressed. And a lot of people don't like to talk about that because it's so uncomfortable. And there's a lot of, taboo about talking about, your finances and money. But because of that, many of us have like really negative energy around money. And that just shouldn't be the case. And through all my trials and tribulations, I just learned that your attitude about money really plays into your ability to attract it. So when I started making those shifts, not just personally, but as a family, things really started to kind of turn around. And I was just really kind of awestruck how your behavior and your attitudes really change how money flows to you. And it was through all those learning moments that I just had this epiphany that, wow, I learned so much. And I know other people were struggling or are struggling like I did. I felt like I wanted to give everyone like a crash course on what I learned, but I didn't know how to do it. But with working with a business coach and a community of other people, like-minded people like yourself, I kind of got the courage and gained the knowledge to put a class together.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm glad you decided to jump out of your comfort zone and get it done. Like I said, you're super organized. And for anyone who's taken a class before online and you don't have access to the coach and you don't have access to the person who created it, and you might have this aha moment, but you have no one to share it with. So what I love about the structure of your class is, number one, it's a daily little drip on everyone on some little task to really start to help you move out of those limiting beliefs, and you ask such really great, deep questions. So each day you come to the group and you learn a little bit more and a little bit more. Nothing that's just this overwhelming slam you with something crazy. Like, you're literally in the trenches doing something with them. And then once a week, you get to come together with a group. And so it's a really unique experience to be able to come up with these ahas and to hear other students and other people share their beliefs about why they maybe had a limiting belief, or why they just didn't understand how money worked, or they didn't realize they were blocking themselves from having the success of more money coming their way. You have actually shared, if you wouldn't mind sharing here, your personal experience in how you got yourself unstuck when it came to the money story. because I think it's important. This isn't just like a woo woo, go take, the secrets and like figure it all out. This is like a tangible experience for you, which prompted, sort of the catalyst that made you think you needed to share it. Do you mind sharing with everyone what happened and how this came about?
Okay, I'm not quite, because there are a couple of moments, but if you're referring to one I recently shared.
I was thinking about when you had some family challenges that went on and you just were thinking this is never going to get any better. And then
yes, okay.
that one,
So we, it was at the tail end of my husband's cancer treatment. And I mean, it was like the darkest of times in so many ways. It's just, I can't even imagine. I need someone to like write a country song about it, because it was just, that's what it felt like. But I was sitting in a room trying to utilize some resources to help to help financially. And I would call all these phone numbers that a social worker gave to us, because I was really just trying to navigate keeping a child in college and keeping a roof over our head and paying the medical bills and so on and so forth. And I just kept coming up with all these dead ends. And I was sitting in a room and I just started bawling my eyes out, like, why is this happening to me? I'm a good person, and I'm resourceful, and I'm a fixer, and why can't I fix this? And I just kind of had this epiphany. It wasn't mine to fix. I had to turn it over to God, because I couldn't do it. And I kind of pride myself on, like, well, if I can't do it, no one can do it. But I, at that point, was just so stripped of everything. There was nothing left but to turn to God. And I just like had that voice kind of come over me. And I was like, okay, I relinquish all of this. Like, just show me how to do this. And I was driving home that night, and I was worrying night after night after night, how am I going to get this done? How am I going to fix it? And I was listening to talk radio, and there was an author being interviewed about a book called The Worry Cure. And he said, in this book, you can't have worry and faith at the same time. You have to pick one, because they can't coexist. With like this experience I had a half an hour before, where it's like, okay, it's not mine to worry about. This will all work out. And I just had to have faith that it would work out. So all these signs just kept, literally signs were like popping up on the highway. I was driving in from New Hampshire to Maine, and Maine's motto is like the way life should be. And I was like, okay, the life should not be full of worry. So I just kind of like, just let it all go out of my hands. And just through that journey, I'm like, well, this is my purpose. This is my life's purpose, is to help others kind of like relinquish around money and raise their vibration. Their vibration could be more spiritual, or just living in gratitude and abundance. To me, all that is God. And it just is, it's energy. And when we just attract that good, positive, kind energy, it's amazing what can happen in life and to your checkbook, to be frank. So
absolutely.
Yeah. So I get excited about it, because it's like, it was such a pivotal moment. And, I don't teach like a financial class. It's much broader. Because if you don't drill down to that kind of those old stories, that old wiring, nothing's going to happen. Your situation's really not going to change until you really understand what your relationship to money is. And I've been able to kind of develop that ear with listening to people that take the class. I can hear what those blocks are. And it's like really subtle things, but those subtle things we tell ourselves, it's just a story, that someone told us, and we perpetuate it. So if I can kind of break some of those pieces off, or illustrate what those blocks are and help facilitate someone get past that. There's nothing better.
Oh, I agree. And one of the weeks that I took in your first piloting class, one of the things that came up for me was the money story that my dad told me. And my father makes really good money. He's worked really hard to do so, and he's figured out a system that works for him. And so he's always had, more than enough to be able to do what he wanted to do in life. And I was told as I was in high school and college that I was never going to make any money helping other people. And so this sort of stuck with me. Like, if I just want to be a hedonist kind of person, and the career choice that I had at the time was to be a doctor. Of course, now I'm a life coach and health coach, and I've always focused on helping other people. It's just in my nature. It's just part of who I am. And the limiting belief was told that I was never going to be able to make money doing that, and that I had to just suck it up and live in poverty, which I don't live in poverty, but live in poverty, and that was how it was going to be. And having taken your class, this was something that just hit me like a ton of bricks. And I was like, oh my gosh, I have been limiting myself in the belief that because I wasn't doing it his way, and I didn't take the education that he took, and that because I didn't do things his way, that for sure I was never going to succeed. Right. So, I mean, those of you listening, and you might have heard things like that, or there's been something put on you because you didn't get an education, you're never going to make any money. Because you didn't, finish that one career, you're not going to ever make any money. Those are the kinds of things that stick with us, especially if we failed at something. Right. I feel like, we have to go through life, stumble along until we hear, like you said, a sign that comes to you, a song that comes to you, a book that comes to you, a person. Like Sally came into my life. I had no idea she had this coaching in her. We met a couple of years ago. We've been collaborating on other projects. And then all of a sudden, she's got this amazing program. And that is something now that has completely been taken off of me. So for those of you who have had a story, whatever that might be, and whatever you're telling yourself right now, what we say when we talk to ourselves is really important. So if you feel like you're coming up on, a slow season or something like that, or maybe there's just ebbs and flows in your business because that's what happens. And then you figure, oh, well, gee, I'm never going to make money this winter because that's just how it always is. That's a limiting belief. And so Coach Sal has very tangible things, homework and things that you do to break off these limiting beliefs and the conversation around it with Coach, because she's there with you. Right? There's a group of people there with you. So it's very interactive. I highly recommend it. So is there anything else you want to add? Because I'm going to go ahead and run this little banner below here in just a second.
Well, just the class starts the first of every month. And even though it's kind of a heavy subject, I think the class is really fun, and it's light, and it's, I see people enjoying it. So, and that's very rewarding too. And it's not time consuming. I know so many people are busy, even though there's a daily task. It's quick, yet powerful. So I just invite anyone that's interested to reach out to myself via Facebook Messenger, or comment below is great. I'm more than happy to share some information. And anyone that takes the class and does a brief testimonial gets a 30-minute coaching call one-on-one with me. And those are always really enjoyable. And I love to get to know my clients even more.
Yes, thank you so much. I have her little logo there, Coach Sal. I believe you have a business page as well, correct?
I do, yes.
Okay, yeah. Great. So lots of ways to get a hold of her. My website actually has a link to her YouTube channel, so you can listen to some testimonies. My website is coachnicoleconnor.com. You can go there and hear her testimony actually about my class, and then there's a link there that says Meet Coach Sal. So you can go click on that. It will go right to her YouTube. You can listen to other testimonies that have been done. Like I said, I highly recommend this class. Her next class starts November 1st, although she does have a couple of openings starting tomorrow. So if you are fired up about this message and you want to know how you can get started right away, just reach out, comment below, or comment to us privately, and I'll make sure that you get a hold of Coach Sal so you can take advantage of it. So Sally, thank you so much for being on with me tonight. I can't wait for more people's lives to be changed like mine was. And like I said, I'm taking her class again because I just love it so much, and I just can't wait to refer more people to you. And I just wish you all the best.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
Well, thanks everyone. Have a great night, and we'll see you on our next video. Bye-bye.